Paramount newest bid could open door of beating Netflix deal, Warner says. And this is a Wall Street Journal story. Rob, I think you got a clip on this. Is this just an AI reporting it, or is it an individual, Tom?
It's an individual.
Rob. Okay, go for it.
Warner Brothers Discovery on Tuesday reopened the door to a takeover by Paramount Skydance. That is after Paramount raised its offer for the studio to $31 per share. The intense bidding war for the firm behind Batman and Harry Potter has reached fever pitch, with the board signaling that Netflix may lose its place as the preferred suitor. In its revised bid, Paramount also raised the termination fee it would pay should the deal fail to gain regulatory approval to $7 billion, up from $5.8 billion. It also agreed to pay Warner shareholders 25 cents per share per quarter for every quarter beyond September 30th that the deal does not close. The rival bidder also agreed to contribute more equity should banks raise concerns about Paramount's ability to finance a deal when it closes. Warner's board said it has not determined whether the revised proposal is superior to a merger with Netflix, but said directors would give it further consideration. Should a superior deal emerge, Netflix has 4 business days to revise its offer. The streaming giant has offered $27.75 per share in cash for the movie and television studios, its catalog, and HBO Max streaming service. None of the firms involved commented on reports of the new offer.
Yeah, so the 27.75 at $72 billion, and the prior bid by David Ellison was $30 a share at $77.9 billion. Tom, what's going to happen here, Tom?
So it's a tale of two cities. Netflix wants to buy the library, and then Warner Brothers Discovery will take the cable nets, most notably CNN, and put them in a small public stock and throw it out on the stock market where it will languish during the conversion and the deterioration of cable subscribers. That is my supposition, but many analysts are behind me on that. And that is, okay, all these cable nets go here and Netflix gets the library. Paramount is saying, no, we'll take the whole thing, and we'll take the whole thing for $31 a share. You don't have to spin out the cable nets. We'll take the whole thing. People in Hollywood have been behind the scenes. They don't want Paramount to do that because they don't want to have CNN moderated, or worse, EGAD made slightly conservative, which is what they've seen happen to CBS.
Yeah.
They said, oh my gosh, well, there's only one Barry Weiss, but she's at CBS. Eek! What sort of horrible person could he put, on top of a CNN? This will be terrible. We would have left, right, and center media. People would have ways to make up their mind. We can't have that. So Paramount, I'm not being silly. That literally is the playing field. So Paramount has come back and said, look, we're going to sweeten the offer. We're going to take it to 31. And here's this. And by the way, you said we couldn't get the debt. The number 1 to number 4 richest guy in the world, depending on what day it is, is backing it up with the family office fortune. So he doesn't even have to go to, the banks to go get the money. He doesn't have to go to Wall Street to get the money. He has the money. And so this is what's going on right now. And industry insiders all wanted it to happen. However, it is also a truth, and the Federal Trade Commission feels this way, and it's not a bunch of Trump people that say, oh, Larry Ellison is the friend of Trump's. No, Federal Trade Commission is saying, now, wait a minute now, what's better for the consumer? Where will the consumer get something of a benefit in prices? Because consolidation is bad. You just brought up the defense industry, and you did a story on this podcast over maybe 2 years or less ago about how there was 15 major defense contractors, and all of a sudden they'd end up down at Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and a couple friends, and that's why there's no choice for the procurement officer at the Navy, and you have to pay whatever they'll charge you for a hammer. This is why Federal Trade Commission said, look, the Netflix library going to Warner, to WBD, consolidating it is not good. It'd be better if a third party emerges in all of this. So you've got Disney over here, Paramount and Warner Brothers over here, and Netflix over here. We think that's better. And that is what was happening a couple weeks
Kenneth,
ago.
where are you at with this?
Well, the consolidation is offering less options for creatives to market things. And I think the bigger picture here that I worry about is that, our soft power Hollywood has been one of our, big exports, and it's destructing. It's self-destructing to some extent. The strikes were a disaster. like they said, no AI. Well, that means that other countries that use AI are going to crush us with their with stuff. So I mean, Tom gave a great summary of what was going on, but my big concern here is, where are we in the future of creativity and what we watch and what we see? Is it going to just be like a couple of competitors? I mean, already it's much harder to get sort of middle price movies produced, say 50 to 75 million. I know that sounds like a lot, but you know, instead it's the $500 million blockbuster, or you make it for $3 million. And that's partly a problem of all this consolidation. So I think there's a real concern about, Trump said it, of how we keep Hollywood on top, and having just a couple places you can sell your stuff to is not helpful.
But wait, one add to that, Paramount says that there's less risk for us because we're actually going to try to sustain and keep theaters there. Whereas Netflix is a pure streamer, they specifically have decimated the theater business. And Paramount says, we want theatrical releases. We want people to come together in community and see movies. We want it to be profitable, but we want to do that. And Netflix, people say they're giving lip service to it. It's going to be all streaming.
Yeah, I took the kids to go watch GOAT this weekend. I don't know if you've seen GOAT, the new cartoon, the movie by Steph Curry. Yeah, right there. It was great experience. No weird things in it. Entertaining, laugh, inspirational, motivational. It was fantastic. We went home, and I looked at the theater to see how it was. It's the first time I went to a theater where half the room was full, which was actually pretty good. I haven't seen that in a long time. And it's part of one of the American things. My son the other day says, what would you say is the most American thing to do? Dylan said, owning a gun. And then he goes, you know what? I would say is joining the military. And then I think Senna or Jen said, having pizza, right? You know, you're just kind of going through a list. One other thing is going to the movies, man. Getting your popcorn and your icy and sitting there and, you know, maybe getting a hot dog and enjoying. It used to be 3 or 4 commercials. Now it's like 72 commercials they play for you with everything that's going on. But still sitting there and enjoying a movie. So I don't know. I think the bigger disruption here with all of this stuff that's going on, to me, I think the bigger disruption is the independent creators. I think it's the young guys that are coming and creating content. Mr. Beast did a video one time. I don't know if you've seen this video. He counted backwards from 100,000. I don't know what it was. He did one crazy video at the beginning of his career. He said, I'm going to count from 1 to 100,000. It took him like 10 hours, 8 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours. Somebody may say, who has that kind of time, right? Rob, can you find this video when he's counting? Oh, I counted to 100,000. Yeah, right there. Don't play it. But I counted to 100,000. Look how many hours it is. Do you see the hours? 23 hours and 48 minutes.
It's insane.
How many views does it have? 33 million views. By the way, for each million view, AdSense pays you roughly $5,000, give or take. So what's $5,000 times 33? That's $150,000 getting paid to count to 100,000. Okay. And by the way, his company that he started, smaller the YouTube channel, 2024 did $480 million-ish top line revenue. Last year he did $889 million. And a new CEO of his company is a previous CEO, I believe, of SoftBank, and guy who was the guy, Rob? Who was the company that the CEO was with before? He came to him from, he was previously with SoftBank and one other company. One other company was with, very well-known company that he was a CEO of, that he left to go down, Rob, so it shows his background. Go a little bit lower again. Go a little bit lower. No, this isn't the guy. It's a different guy that he literally just brought on board. And they're talking about what they're going to be doing. Company's valued right now anywhere between $5 to $10 billion. So I think no matter what they're talking about, Mr. Beast is going to build something that's probably going to be worth $500 billion, okay, over the next 5-10 years. So all this stuff that they're talking about, disruptions coming from the independent content creator and how they're going to control them, I don't know how you're going to control them. I don't know what you're going to do with those guys. I think that is coming, and it's going to be exciting in the game.
Different types of sales leaders I've worked with the last 20 years. One of them are those that are a boss, that are telling you what to do. One of them is one that wants to be a friend. He wants to say, hey, Johnny, let me help you get to this next level. And then the other one is the leader that's sitting down with you, accountable, challenge, pushing you. You can do more, expectation, business planning. Each one of them has pros and blind spots. Once a year, I host an event called the Sales Leadership Summit. This year, we're doing it at the beautiful Trump Doral, March 25th through the 27th, where we talk about topics like this, 200 plus pages in a manual with people from around the world. You have to do a minimum of $1 million a year and 5 salespeople to qualify to attend this. So if you're someone that's watching and saying, I think I'm like a boss, I think I'm like a friend, I think I'm a leader, I want to find my blind spots, click on a link below, fill out the information. One of our consultants will get a hold of you.
Click on a link. I do believe the executive tickets have sold out, but there's 2 other tier tickets for those that want to find out about it. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.